Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're gonna check out two fan cams from Chains from Boys to Planet. So if you guys don't know, if you guys are familiar with the show, they recently did, this past episode, they did their debut concept mission. There were a lot of standout performances, but two of them went super viral, the fan cams, which is JIA HAO and SANGWON, which I loved. Oh my god, I was freaking out with Chains. I had to watch it twice. So if you guys don't know, I have been reacting to full episodes on my Patreon. It's totally worth it because like I do full episodes, right? And so some episodes are like 3 hours long, and I would put in like 1 to 2 more hours on top of that with commentary. I cover a lot of the aspects there, from like rehearsals, picking songs, interim checks, what I think about these trainees. Are they ready to debut? Are they not ready to debut? Why are they not ready to debut? Why would they be great to debut? And of course, the performances. It's just hard to put those in here on YouTube because copyright, you know? So that's why I'm gonna do these fan cams. Because these ones don't have copyright, which is great. I actually was planning to do the dance practices. You know, last season, right? They released dance practices, but there's none yet as of today, which is Monday. I'm hoping that the dance practices would drop, and then I would be able to talk about the other trainees as well, because there's a lot of them. There's 24, right? Okay. We're gonna start with JIA HAO and then SANGWON, and as usual, we're gonna watch it first all the way through, and then we'll do some analysis afterwards. Let's go. All right. Oh my god, this song is so good, by the way. I would love for this type of song to be their main concept of the debuting group, because there's a lot of incredible talents on the show who are very capable of this kind of song, evidently. And it would be so amazing. It would be so amazing if we got this kind of concept, of course, with subgenres. Oh my god, like for the Chains stage, I was like, can you imagine their mama stage? Oh my god. My god. The staging for this show, for this stage, was insane. Mnet really like upped it up a bit this season with production. Whoever thought of this outfit too needs a fucking raise. My god. Wow. Damn, the superstar energy. Whoa. Am I ready for this? Oh my god! Just like the fucking... Oh, he's so fluid. It is also crazy, because like he... Oh! Shibal. Wait, like he... Oh, wait. Wait. Wow. Oh! The control is crazy. Wow. Yeah. Woo! My god, the lines. Woo! The vibration is insane. Ah! That's crazy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And he's not even like in the front or like center, but he just commands attention, you know? It's crazy. Wow. Oh my god, I didn't even see that! I think we were like on a different guy or perspective during that time. Wow. Woo! God, that fucking bounce is insane. Wow. So dramatic. Hey! 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 Woo! Man, I feel like if he was center during that position, he would have gone way cuntier. It was already cunty, but you know, like he would have gone a lot more cuntier. Hey! Oh my god, I didn't know that move like repeated quite a bit. We lost so much details on the broadcast. Hey! This is just overall like a great choreography. Like if this was a title track, this would do so well. Oh my god, even Ijong, wow. Honestly, I kind of wanted to just do all of their fan cams. This is nuts. Oh my god. Wow. It was so funny because like, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I react to the whole thing, the full episodes of Boys to Planet over on my Patreon, and so there's a lot of comments there, right? It was so funny because like someone commented and they were like, "That's Temin's son," and I'm like, "Yes, actually, yes." Like especially seeing him now on his own on this fan cam, I can definitely see some Temin nuances, and that's incredible. I can't believe I didn't see it before. I'm so glad that this kind of trainee, JIA HAO, just like he had barely any freaking storyline from his audition time. The first time we really got to see him exposed in performance-wise or any-wise would be like was in their last mission, because he had that moment when he went viral for Tambourine. We had no exposure to him whatsoever, and then now he's, oh my god, I hope he makes next this coming elimination. One, he deserves to debut, and two, if he doesn't debut, he needs to at least make it to the finale, you know? Because his kind of talent just like was so hidden, which was so unfair because like we focused so much on dramatic aspects earlier on in the season, and it's just like we are seeing more talented, skilled trainees in these recent episodes, and it's for me it's a lot more entertaining. Yes, I can have a little bit of drama, but like not the entire episode. You know, like I would love to see these people who are doing really well, who are very, very skilled at what they do, who are ready to debut, be incredible and have the exposure that they deserve. And I'm glad that, like, you know, in these kind of situations, you know, apart from his talent, just like the fans are resonating, you know, because at the very end of the day, it's up to us. Okay, so let's get to it with some dissection, dissection, analysis. So pausing. Yeah, the production on this stage was crazy. Like, obviously, all of the other stages had incredible big stage design, right? Like, even with Lucky Macho, with like the effect of like the motorcycle with Junmin on there, with the LCD screen, that he looks like he was like freaking driving, that was nuts. I was like, damn. But you know what? With Chains, it looks like it feels so much grander, especially with SANGWON's later on, where he's out at that stage. I was like, this is like Mama level. I love the undercut. I think he did an amazing decision for that, because I do believe that they decide on what they want to do with their hair in this show, right? I guess depending on the concepts too. This is like incredible for him. It works so well. I need a bigger screen. Like, just that alone is crazy. Like, look how bent he is with that neck, the isolation. It's commitment. You know, it's overall this imagery for everybody here too is just so sexy, so sensual. But like JIA HAO, you know what? Just even with this neck movement alone, and this is kind of what I said with the on the reaction for the full episode, is that, you know what? There are many incredible dancers on this show, right? A lot of trained dancers. But you know what? When it comes to sensuality on stage, the artistic aspect of it, it depends on your comfortability as a dancer. You know, because like if you get up on stage and the choreography is getting you to like hump the stage, thrust the stage, it's gonna be up to you as a performer on how much you go for it and how much you dance and commit to those big sensual movements. Some idols are really comfortable with that. You know, for example, like Kai, San, very comfortable, Taemin, very comfortable with these kind of sensuality on stage. And you see it on JIA HAO. Because of the bends and the way he obviously like moved his body throughout the entire time, you know, but like just with this alone, it's that comfortability of like feeling that sensuality in your neck. Because like, you know what, with the reason why I say just that alone, it's like there's a difference between, okay, my neck is not warmed up, okay? So this is just for educational purposes. It's not a performance. There's a difference between being comfortable with it, kind of going like this, and like what he's doing with like going like all the way freaking, like obviously he did it better. But you know what I mean? It's just like so bent and like so felt in your neck and in your head and your overall body, right? There's a difference between that. Both the same movements. There's no correct way to do it, but it's just like you see the difference of like the commitment and the comfortability with the sensuality of the dance. He's at the back, you know, he's not center, but like you just see the power and the command, like that freaking movement. This is what I mean. You know, it's the comfortability in your movements. Like you think about a lot of great dancers in the idol world, and how they're incredible with dancing, but like you see another side to some of those dancers, and also or other, you know, idols that are very, very comfortable with these kind of performances. The artistic aspect of it. It's not vulgar. It's artistic. And it's cunty. You know? And yeah, I keep thinking about like, oh my God, like you put him beside Kai and San and it would just devour. Like if you have that kind of stage, like one of those like special concept, those special collaboration stages, like, can you just imagine the fire on that stage? Like, just the comfortability and the bend. Like, look, that's insane. And also, you don't get this to this level of capabilities when you're not comfortable with the fluidity of your body. Because there are a lot of great dancers also who is, you know, great with those genres, specific genres, where they kind of become stiff in, like, their torso, but they're great at, like, you know, like the shoulders and the vibe of it, you know, like hip hop vibes and stuff. They're great with that genre. But you don't really get to this kind of lines unless you're very comfortable with your torso, with your body movements. It's kind of like what I said with JJ and SANGWON also. JJ SMTR 25, I did an analysis for him as well. Just the comfortability of like your hips swaying. You know, it's just the comfortability of being able to do that and wanting to do that and, you know, being okay to do that. It's a comfortability and confidence, right? And the thrust. That's so high. That thrust is so high. Like I think he like tippy-toed. Like, yeah, he tippy-toed to get that thrust up. Just to control. Ooh! If I am not wrong, someone did mention in the comments too that like this was a portion that he choreographed If someone can clarify that for me, please, that would be great. Because like there was a section, when they were getting the songs, they were like, oh, you have to like choreograph to these songs. But then there were like choreographies already. So I'm guessing, which they didn't really clarify on the show, was that like, oh yes, there is choreography already, but there's a portion that you would choreograph. Or you can also tweak certain choreographies too, parts of the choreography. And so what I was getting is that like JIA HAO's JIA HAO choreographed this portion. If that's the case, incredible. It just shows what kind of artist he already is. And yeah, like his artistry and his creativity, it looks like gets inspiration from the likes of Ten, Temin, Kai, It's just like beautiful movements, almost contemporary. Like I love his control because he can go heavy and then just kind of like really hold back. Like with this, just so composed and so precise and so inwards. And then when he needs to go outwards, he's there. Like here, it's just beautiful, beautiful. My God, this is like the highlight of it. It's just beautiful choreography composition, first of all. Beautiful composition, first of all, and then the execution on top of it is great. It's the way he opens up to it. I wouldn't be surprised if he has some sort of technical training, kind of like ballet or like contemporary. It's the way he opens up to it. Like you don't get to choreo like this unless you've had exposure on those like technical type of genres, because you just wouldn't be familiar with that kind of move. And they just like, look at this opening. I love the fact that like he kept his face just forward and like his whole body is moving and then his head is stuck there. And then at the very last moment, that's when he turns his head. So that's called spotting. We normally do that in ballet. So, or like pirouette, basically, when you do turns, so you don't get dizzy. So for example, like I'm doing a pirouette, my eyes would go look at something away from me, and then my body would turn, and then at the very last moment, you whip your head, boom, into that same spot, right? So that you don't get dizzy. And then you are able to kind of balance yourself as well. And it's also much more impressive that way too. So you don't get wobbly or, falling off. So he does this here too. He spots and then he goes straight into it, right? Into that inside his shirt. Just beautiful, beautiful lines. Oh my God, it's crazy. He knows what he's doing. He's making use of that center time. And then, yeah, with the torso. So I actually brought this up in the episode reaction too. It's about your comfortability of moving your torso, especially the crotch area, because it's a thrust move. It's almost, thrust humping move. And so, it's just being comfortable doing that on stage in front of all these people and the camera right up at you. And so I can see why some people will be comfortable doing that in the way he is doing it, because he's doing it quite sensually. And so, yes, I can get why a lot of idols would not be okay doing that. And yes, that's okay. Keep your boundaries, set your boundaries. But when you are comfortable with doing that, and that again, it goes back to the sensuality aspect, being able to do that, and it's all in your crotch area and isolating that from your body. Like you see it here, it's literally the only part of his body that is moving, right? Like his upper body, like with the chest up, and then his head was just very static, and then you see the crotch torso area is the only thing that's moving, right? Yeah, he is just so comfortable with his fluidity. God, this is beautiful, the way he attacked this. That part. Oh my God. I get that this is a killing point, but like this part here is just so beautiful. The way he goes down and then up again. It's kind of like what I said with Sangwon on Whiplash. There was a portion there at the very end. I think it was this the stage or studio tune version. Oh wait, I may have not uploaded it on YouTube. It might be on Patreon. Because of copyright. Yeah, it's like that moment of like, okay, going down and opening back up. It's your levels, dynamic changes in the way you're executing. Because there's a difference between just like doing that and like moving here, right? Like, okay, you're moving here. Okay, good, but how do you make it better? So you do this, you close down, and then you open up, which is better, which is more interesting, right? These are the things that a lot of us would not really think about subconsciously until we see it. Like, I would have never probably done it this way if the choreography was like, bam, 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 and then you go here. But no, it's just, this is when your genius and creative mind comes to play. A lot of great dancers take a choreography and then they step it up. They make it better for their body and their movements and their capabilities. And that's how they make it their own. There's a lot of great dancers who can take a choreography, do it the way it's supposed to, 100%, and that's great already. But it takes certain dancers who have this creative, artistic mind to up it up and to add nuances, further nuances for that choreography. And you see it with your with some of your favorite idols who just add so much more to the choreography. They take a choreography and boom, it becomes theirs. It's the equivalent to, you know, for example, like singers, right? When they do like a crazy note, you can do a high note, that's the song, and then another person covers that song, right? And then they do the note, and then they do some riffs, they do some runs, they kind of make it their own. So that's the equivalent of that. But this is beautiful. Just like his shapes, right? And it's so gorgeous. My God. This is all control. This is all control, isolation. If you're great with isolation, this is where it would definitely help you. Not everybody who is an incredible dancer can isolate like this. It's another skill on top of your other skills, right? It's so like here, it's just the vibration is crazy. Like the musicality, boom, boom. You know, the chest pops are crazy. I think this is probably why a lot of people are saying that, like, oh, he's like Taemin's son. Because Taemin is like amazing with like the vibrations and popping and stuff. And so I can see the influence, I can see the inspiration into this, and also like the feet position too. That's very Taemin, right? But like this is just nuts. The way he isolates according to music. Bum bum. And then going into, again, the isolation on the hips, because he's very comfortable moving his hips. And then here, it's just like the isolation, like boom, boom. It's in the choreography alone. And the more you isolate, the better that will look. Wow. Yeah, he's very comfortable with these body movements. Crazy. This is it. Like, oh my God. Yeah, I think during that portion we were up in the front camera-wise, so that's why I didn't see that. I was freaking out with Sangwon, I think, at that point. But like, this is a crazy move. It's like Magic Mike. But like, the control. So this is an upper body control. And of course your core, because you're holding yourself up. You need to, your right shoulder would hold, and arms would hold up your entire body during this time. Just so that this could stay upwards. And then isolate it even more. It's a quick thing, but the control is very, very, and the control and strength is important to get that isolation right. Otherwise, you won't end up with this kind of a tabletop stance, your lower body would dip a little bit, and then you wouldn't be able to like thrust the stage that much. Freaking nuts with that freaking vibration. And then here, oh my god, just beautiful. And then here, damn, like that is insane. This choreography is insane. It's illegal. That's what I was wanting. When they were like doing the center, when they were like auditioning for the center, I was like, you know what? This needs to feel illegal. Like to the point where like, am I allowed to watch this? Is this okay on broadcast? That kind of illegal, you know? And they delivered. Good thing they have that slow down before they get into this last chorus, because they need to attack it much heavier, because it's it's climaxing, right? Oh my god. So they get to breathe a little bit here, and then boom, explode on this. It's just so sharp. So like earlier, it was like fluid and sensual. Here, it's fluid, sensual, and sharp. There's an intensity level that went higher, right? But like, he just does not miss on that boom boom. It's crazy. I also love like, you know, in the rehearsal when he taught them how to make it more sensual. So it's like the chest first. Damn. Yeah, I can see why he went viral for this, and deservingly so. What a beautiful dancer. Because, like, you know, as much as we have main dancers that can do hip-hop, crumping, you know, those kind of genres where it's very strong and in your face, it's also very beautiful to see dancers like this who is just so sensual and who is so comfortable with that and just embraces the fluidity of your body. Two separate genres. Of course, they can, you know, some dancers can do both, 100%. But yeah, it's just beautiful that, like, you know, you get this kind of dancer who's just like so okay with this, you know. I really hope he makes it to at least the finale, if not debut. I hope he debuts, because I think it would just be a crime to not have this kind of talent in the lineup. You know, especially if we are looking at the concept being more alpha and more sensual, sexy concept. Because, like, you look at the viral moments of the season. What's the most viral song so far this whole season? Whiplash and Chains, right? And so it just already kind of put things into perspective of what type of concept the majority of the season's fans are going to resonate with. I think with last season, it was a lot more diverse in the viral moments. We had so many, like from like "Kill This Love" to that EXO song. Oh my god, I forgot what it is. "Love Me Right," "Man in Love with Tere," "Say My Name," "On Guard," "Over Me." You know, there was a lot of many viral moments last season, and so it was kind of like, it makes sense that ZB1 ends up with that type of concept that they have, given their personality, and also be able to branch out into different genres, right? So it makes sense that it was like pretty much tackling every single genre. But this one, it seems like it would be like upon debut, Like, especially if you get SANGWON to be a center, top one, the concept is sexy. Of course, it can do like vibrant, fresh concepts as well, but your main concept is going to be sexy, especially if you have SANGWON. Okay, let's get to SANGWON. Okay, yeah, JIA HAO, incredible. Oh my god, would love to see him in the final lineup. I'm glad more people are seeing him. He was not even in my radar for a while until Tambourine. I'm like a lot of you guys. Like his audition with Unchin was impressive, but because he barely had any screen time, I don't know what he could do. And or who he is as a person, or who he is as a performer, or how he works in the rehearsal space. And so now that we're getting to know him, I'm like, damn, like I just keep developing new favorites, and like at this point, like I don't know who my one pick is. The important thing about getting to know these amazing talented trainees earlier on is that we get to vote for them during the 8 pick and the 5 pick, which is evidently some of the most important votes. I mean, all voting rounds are very important, but at least these people can like up themselves quite high in the ranking. So when you're not exposing these kind of trainees early on in the season, we're voting pretty much like with who you tell us to, or who we know of, and who we get impressed by. And that 8 pick, then, you know, people who don't have any screen time, we do not think about them for our 8 pick, right? And then 5 pick, and then 3 pick, like, and then now it's like 1 pick. Like, you would have to vote for JIA HAO alone to make sure he gets into your finale, or at least, or you know, if not, or debut, you know. And who do you drop at that point? A 1 pick, you know. So like, if for example you love SANGWON too and you love JIA HAO, like who do you pick? Who do you pick to vote? Right? It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts during the finale time. I'm probably gonna have like freaking stress during that time. Okay, SANGWON. This is insane. Like, this opening was nuts. Like the way he just goes up and then does this chain movement, the way it was shot, the way he's moving. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to talk more. Pause and stuff. I have so much to say. My god, the timing to go from the top to the middle, you gotta time it really, really well so you don't miss the imagery and also this moment with a chain. Like, it's so pro. Oh my god. This was illegal. This was illegal. Like, this freaking moment. That movement is so cool. Yeah, whoever choreographed this, kudos. Good. Hey. Oh shit. God. Let's go. Love that moment for him. When he was doing the audition for it, I was like, yep. Woo! Ah! My god, in certain angles, he's looking like Jay. I'm just like, what? Hey. Oh, he had to get the chain too. Damn. Props moment. It's so hard to work with props, especially in a chain like that. You could just drop it. Sir. Yo. Oh, it was a circle. That's why he was humping the air back there. Yes! You see the intensity level going up every chorus. Hey. Woo. Yes! Beautiful! This was nuts! Like, him just looking like that is illegal. Woo! Hey, oh my god. Wow. This is very interesting because the way he proceeded with the chorus, it just kept getting intense every single time. And that's a pro thing. I'm gonna talk about it later. My god! This was nuts. This was a nuts ending position. Like, I was just going crazy when this came up. It was like, who thought of that, man? Like, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked Whiplash, my reaction to his Whiplash fan cam, it is available here on YouTube. Because I think a lot of my first impressions about his dancing would be there, you know? This is my second time doing his fan cam. So it's just, you know, for example, like JIA HAO, that was my first time doing his fan cam, and so a lot of first impressions. But like here, it's my second time seeing him, so I might miss some details that you guys might like to listen to, and that would be on the Whiplash fan cam, because that was my first time seeing his fan cam and how he dances full on without any cuts, right? So I'm actually just gonna go straight into pausing and stuff. Okay. So these are the kind of moments. It's almost like a screen test. So a lot of you guys may not know, I'm more of an actor now than a dancer. I haven't danced since the pandemic, you know, but that's how I grew up with. And that was my main kind of like exposure when I was growing up and kind of doing professionally and stuff. But now I'm more focused on acting. So in acting terms, in actor terms, this would be your screen test. It's like, you know, for example, I don't know if you guys have seen Robert Downey Jr.'s screen test for Iron Man. It's basically a screen test is seeing how an actor or a performer, how they would do in the actual thing, which would be in Robert Downey Jr.'s case, is like testing him, how he looks on screen as Iron Man, and then so that they don't go into production right away and see that he's the wrong person for it. Obviously, he was the right person for it, but it's basically a process in the audition rounds where you would test several actors and then you kind of see it in like full production. You know, not in full production, but like, you know, to a certain extent. Costumes, you see it in their movement, you see it in the lighting, in proper cinematography and stuff like that. And you really see the essence. That's the main thing about it, the essence of that character. And then so they're like, okay, yeah, that's Iron Man. And then now they're free to okay the production, okay the casting, put him in production, suits and everything. So how is this relevant to this? This is basically your screen test. It's the debut concept mission, right? It's the debut concept mission. How do these trainees look to be idols in a new original song? This is very important because it takes them away from covering songs, doing other people's songs and stuff, because there's a huge difference between being able to do a cover stage and also how you look in a new song. This is the screen test. How do you look with new songs? That's why certain songs do not certain original songs in these survival shows and stuff, not just with Boys Who Planet, like, you know, for example, Island 2, Island, Produce, all the other survival shows, Universe League. That's why sometimes a song falls flat, right? It could be like a good song by theory, you know, when they start hearing it, and then when the performers do the song, it doesn't really live up to the potential of of that song. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't expecting to love Say My Name. I thought I was gonna love, I mean, I loved On Guard and Over Me as well, but I wasn't thinking that Say My Name would be my favorite out of that batch. But Say My Name became my favorite because of the people in it and the way they projected that song. And I was obsessed with that song. So with this one, it's taking this concept of, or an original concept, and seeing how these trainees work in the real world. How do they sell as a center? How do they sell as of main vocal? How do they sell as a main dancer? All, you know, and as you go, right? How do they blend into a group? How do they fit into a puzzle? It's not just about looking pretty or stuff like that, because, you know, idol world, a lot of pretty people, right? But like, how do you fit into a puzzle? For example, like in certain debuts that we've watched, documentaries, I think it was it Les Seraphim or New Jeans? I watched a documentary, and they had one member that was like cut out. It was cut just before debut. Just because, that doesn't mean that that person is not talented, but it's because she didn't fit into that concept, from what I understood anyway, right? But that's usually what it is. And you hear about these kind of idols. So anyway, going back to Sangwon. This is the moment when, of course, he's got a lot of amazing, incredible moments on the show. But like, this is the moment when you see him as the center of the entire group, fully. Like, I believe in my gut. Keep voting though. Keep voting that he would place top 1. But keep voting if he is your one pick. Do not, you know, like, don't overthink it. Just do. Him coming out of this. It's a simple kind of going up. You know, you float into this riser with the chains. But it's the way they shot it too during Mama, and also here in the fan cam. It is so beautiful, magnetic, and it's so like you just kind of saw a superstar like come up. And that's what screen testing is, because now we see how he would appear on Mama stages. You know when they go up in platforms and stuff, KBS, Music Bank, it's just that star quality needs to hit. Because you are provided with such grand production stages, your star quality would just pop off. It would just be like, it's kind of like here. I was just like mind blown about him going up, and I was like, here it's quite static, but like because of the height of the stage and the way he just moved with these chains and his like overall aura and persona, you know, like with that little kind of movement there with here, you just really see the concept come alive. And then you put that into the Mama stages, MMA, all those year-end shows stuff, right? And you're like, yes, I can see him being the top 1 center in that kind of venue. And it's the reception too. It's the reception of the fans, of us. You know, like it was just like, oh, the star level quality is insane. I feel like I want to say more, but like that's crazy. That's really long. But I just really love this moment, especially on the broadcast portion, because the camera was down, and so the height of this riser was amplified, and so it was just like seeing a fucking superstar be born. You know what I mean? And I love those kind of moments. It's the proness of knowing how to move in these kind of stages, right? It's having that, okay, this is what you do choreography-wise, but then again, adding in your artistic vision to it. How can I make this move? How can I make this move even better and allow me to shine even more, right? So here it's timed. It's like after you get down, you time it. You count 1, 2, 3. So you know when to go up, and then to go down, you time it with your steps. Okay, these steps You're counting in your head still. Because if you're going a little too early, then you need to kind of slow down. If you're going a little too slow and you're behind, you need to go faster so that you make it into this moment at the right time. Into this. And then I think Leo does... Actually, I haven't seen Leo's fan cam, but like, I think maybe Leo had the chains, right, in the middle there, or someone brought it in the middle there, because obviously he didn't have any chains there. And then he goes here. So just like working with props, it's always difficult to work with props. We've seen some trainees who mess up with the prop, which is not a bad thing. You know, it happens. But like, it's just, if you're able to like just execute it flawlessly with a prop, incredible. And here, it's just like, you know, if for example he doesn't, Leo doesn't take it out of Sangwon's hand on time, then it kind of just looks messy, right? Like, they'll get it off, but it would just look messy if ever. But no, they're pros. It's beautiful. They really worked on like the friendships and like the partnerships. There's a lot of partnerships in this season, you know, and they really took advantage of that because, you know, the Leo won, and then you got Anshin and JIA HAO there. And then here, yeah, it's like, for example, like, what if, you know, the chains get kind of like caught, it tugs, that kind of thing. Or like, for example, he's holding it quite tightly, right, for that effect, and then Leo is like trying to get it, and then it kind of just pushed like that, and then you see like that kind of thing. But no, it's getting that time, and just holding it nicely so that when Leo pulls, it takes off smoothly. Of course, they've practiced that. My God. That's my favorite part in his chorus. It's this it's the step, it's like that anger and kind of intensity. You step and then you go into that clap, and when he claps up, it's just the isolation from here to here, and the strength and intensity of it is just so powerful, which is really incredible for the center, right? Like, that sets the whole mood for that chorus. Like, whatever he's doing is just, I can see why he would have gotten this this killing point for that, just because this is the first few seconds of the chorus and it's impactful already. So like here too, he attacks it differently than JIA HAO, but like it's just as intense. Like when he did that, you know. So JIA HAO did like more of a down up, but it was smoother. But like it was beautiful as well, like I mentioned earlier. But Sangwon does this differently. There's no right way to do it. It's just like different creativity choices, right? Different creative choices. He kind of goes like this, which is so cool. And you don't really kind of see it unless you really focus onto it. But like now that I see it on the fan cam, it's just like, yes, I wanna slow it down here. And then he goes into, his head stays level, and then kind of smooths like this. He goes like that. He scoops up this way, which is beautiful. Boom. And then the shoulder back. I love his isolation with the hands too. With these kind of moments. I love that like little flick he does as well. The vibration, boom, boom, and then bam. Just there's a sensuality to it, you know. Hey, that move is so cool. Ooh, I like that. It's almost like a windmill. And then this, this is so smart with a pickup. It's incorporated into the choreography. The use of chains is illegal. And then here. Oh my god, the pull, the chain pull. It's like 50 Shades. 50 Shades concept, let's go. But like the hump at the back, that's like, what the hell, man? Good thing they do it again, like, later on, because I feel like a lot of fans would be like, no, I wanted to see that from the front. But yeah, they do it again later on. But whoa, I think, yeah, it's a circle. That's actually an intense combination, like going from here, the floor work, because like the here, yeah, you're doing the air hump. And like kind of what I mentioned, like JIA HAO, you know, you need the upper body to support you, your other arm, your right arm, so that you can isolate the torso and move that. So that takes energy, and then going into, you're not just like going up normally, you're doing this movement where you're pulling yourself up this way. So a lot of control, a lot of strength, and a lot of power to exert during that time. And then it goes in straight into this, right? And then that intensity level needs to be like higher, and he does that so well. So what I was saying earlier, like I can see the difference in the way he executed each chorus. The first one, great, amazing, beautiful. And then he goes into the second one, and it's more intense than the first chorus. And then as we saw with the third chorus, it went even crazier, right? And so that's a great pro thing to do, especially if you're singing live, right? You need to pace yourself. Yes, you need to give us incredible dancing and singing all throughout, but like you gotta pace yourself as well. This depends on your capability. If you can go 110% the entire way and match, you know, your dancing and your singing to that, great. But the majority of people, singers who would have to sing and dance at the same time, would need moments and be smart about it onto when they fully dance heavy and when they have to kind of tame it down a little bit so they can regulate their breathing so that they can sing at the same time. And so, for example, here they have a 4.5 minute, almost 5 minute performance. They have to find a way where they can they have to find a way to pace themselves the entire time, depending on their staminas, right? And so doing the chorus pretty good, and then you do the second one, go up on the level, and then go up another one, so you build up the energy. You're not going at 100% right away, and then end up with like, you know, breathing regulation, and then you can exert so much on the heavier choreo by the end of it, right? Because you've used up a lot of your energy in the beginning already. So what he's doing is like staying up, but then building up even more, right? And there were some instances also with other stages in the earlier rounds where it starts off really, really good, and then by the end of the performance, you can hear that they're struggling with their breaths already, singing wise, because they push it so much in the beginning to the point where when the choreography went intense, they couldn't like recover vocally. That's why some groups tend to go off pitch near the end or like crack, right? And so this is very smart for SANGWON. And that's just not something that you know of right away. It's something that you learn as you're performing. You know, you get to know how your body and how your stamina is during the entire performance. And so you need to adjust. And it's a pro thing for you to be able to do that. Hey. It's amazing to see where each trainee is exerting and putting more intensity or power where they emphasize. For example, with JIA HAO, like when he does that pum pum, it's very strong there. But for SANGWON, it's yes, it's there, but he puts the emphasis and power into this flick. You guys saw it, right? So it depends on where you want to put the emphasis. It's kind of like when we're speaking. For example, let's say I want this back. The emphasis on this, right? I want this back. Some people will be like, I want this back. The emphasis is on back. but there's no right way to say it. It just depends on the person, right? And so it's the same thing with dance. You put different emphasis on certain movements, and this, again, that's another layer of like adding creativity to your dancing. Ooh, I love this moment for him. It's so graceful, but at the same time powerful. Like this, boom, and then here when it opens, like boom. That's one thing that I love about SANGWON, and I brought this up on his Whiplash stage also. I love when he makes these kind of decisions about his neck and where his face goes. Again, there's no right way to do it, but when you add these kind of details, it adds a lot. Like, you know, you see Anshin and Ijong facing forward, but you see SANGWON have that kind of moment and then that face upwards, his eyes closed, and just adding that beauty. It's not that like Anshin and Ijong are wrong, but like it's just like, again, the choice of like SANGWON doing this and adding that shape, because now you see the shape here. It's a lot more, you know, it's so beautiful, right? And he did that again. He did that with Whiplash too, when he was like doing that kind of movement. And he was like, his eyes are closed, and he was like here, and then it's just like boom. When like the other trainees were like projecting forward, and so I just love that beautiful moment for SANGWON. He just takes us into that world, into his dancing, right? Crazy. The fact that he like looks like this. See, this is like, you know, another choice, because he could have also had his eyes closed, you know, and just kind of like just kind of like did like a body roll like that. But no, it was his choice to now look into the audience, boom, gaze, right? And then do the thrust. Illegal. Cunty, super cunty. Like cunty babes. You know, this whole floor work actually is quite difficult because it's a lot of strength on the ground, right? We're just not accustomed to doing that. Because what's hard about this is like you're putting your weight into different parts of your bodies in such a short amount of time with different intensity levels. And this is not just with SANGWON. It's like everybody on this team doing this, right? So here, your whole weight is on your knees. And you guys know I hate knee work already because it hurts my knees. And so, yeah, especially when you're wearing dress shoes like this, you know, you don't have that much comfortability as of like, you know, for example, sneakers. And so you would have to like, because leather is not that flexible, right? Especially with that kind of sole. And so because of this, you're needing to, your toe isn't really supporting you that much, right? Because it's pointed down towards the floor. And so your whole weight would have to be on your knees. And so that's hard already. I hate that because it hurts on your knees. And then you go into, you shift weight again into one knee there, right? And then going into rotation, changing. It's almost like a break dancing move because then your body is like now supported by your two hands here, so it's almost like doing a push-up, and then here shifting again, so your body, your whole weight is more supported on your like on your side here, on your hip, and then now going here, so now again shifting your body weight into your upper back and your core, right? And then using your foot and your butt to like move that up in that thrust, right? Boom. That's hot. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? This is crazy. Like, this is, yo, what? Oh, shit. Woo! Yeah, like this line is gorgeous. It's just like this is one of the reasons why you need to regulate your your performance from the top to bottom. What am I saying here? You know, when I was saying that when he started at a certain percentage, going into like raising it up every time, it's because so that when you get into these kind of moments, you have the energy and the power, because it does take a lot to do this. And also not just be able to do it, it's also to project that energy in your eyes and your face. Because if you're already tired by this point of the stage, you're gonna end up with like not a great arc like this on your back, and then your face is gonna look tired, you know, because you've been going so hard on the first 1 minute of the song, and by this point you're like tired and your stamina is going down, and so yeah, this moment would not be as impactful. And so this was a very pro thing for SANGWON to do, knowing his stamina and how he performs in a 5-minute song. He knows how to regulate himself, and he was, you know, kind of at a certain level for the first minute, and so that when he gets into this moment, he can do these kind of where it matters the most, basically, where it matters the most, in these kind of moments that you know would go viral. So he's prepared for those kind of moments. It's kind of like with singing, you know, with belting and stuff. So you do the softer moments in the first minute of the song, of course, you know, even if you have to do high notes, you're not going to go on full belt screaming. And you need to regulate your breathing too. And then so when you get to the belty notes, you're prepared for it, right? Because if you're like yelling and screaming and all that in the first moments of the song, by the time you get to the climax where it belts, you may not have enough to fully sustain a big long note, right? Or it's not going to be as impactful because the other moments is just like you're already doing it. You know what I mean? But this is gorgeous. It's so cunty. Like I can't. It's so beautiful. Like boom 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 boom. Like the intensity! My god, I can't. Are y'all freaking out? And then boom! This is the concept. This is the concept, okay, of the debuting group. Boom. I can't breathe. And then he goes a lot hotter here. You guys see the difference, right? From how he did the first chorus and the final chorus. Also because that moment, one of the most important moments of the song already passed. So now it's like, okay, it's the last mile. It's the last lap. Let's go, right? And he's going a lot more intense. Like the way he moves, the way, like that bum, right? Like that chest pop is a lot stronger here than it was in the first chorus, right? It's not because he can't do it in the first chorus. It's not because he can't do the intensity of it. He can, obviously, because here it's like bullets, right? See, now it's again the oh my god, this is so interesting because the way he did this, you know, like the bounce, he put more emphasis on that than this move, right? Bum bum. Right? So he still does that, but it's not like this part is not as intense as earlier because earlier again, he was okay, boom boom boom. He put more emphasis on the boom. Here, this one he put the emphasis on the ba and then boom. Just like it's still kind of sensual and strong, but like it's stronger with the boom boom, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then here, I did not see this coming. Like, come on, this is illegal. That's what I wanted from the song. I was like, it needs to feel like we're not allowed to see that, you know? Some people were saying like, oh, you should just do the fan cams for all of them. I can't. If two people makes me do a 1.5-hour video, I'm probably gonna cut it down. It's probably gonna be like more an hour. But if you're looking at 2 people only, and it's an hour and a half already to film. Like, imagine if I did 24. You know, that's insane. That's a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping to do the dance practices if they drop the dance practices. So stay tuned for that. I'm most likely going to do just a couple of songs on here, on YouTube, and then 2 on YouTube, and then 2 on Patreon. Chains will definitely be on here on YouTube, so don't worry about that. If you guys want that reaction and you can't subscribe to Patreon, if I don't get to it right away, like upon drop, it's probably because I had an audition to do. So yeah, let me know who your 1 picks are. I feel like in this kind of video, your 1 picks would probably be more like SANGWON or JIA HAO. But, you know, apart from them, you know, if you guys are still watching the show and just are watching this video, let me know even if your 1 picks are not either of these 2. If you guys are interested, I have been reacting to the full episodes on Patreon, my Boys to Planet there. And yeah, can't wait to see who makes it to the top 16 to the finale. It's crazy. All right, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, do like and subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure to click that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to see more exclusive reactions, I do have a Patreon, link is down below.